Now on Emeritus Newsbrief, I'm Lynn Houston. There is growing support in Congress to make basic health care a right and to increase taxes on the wealthy to pay for it. The House measure creates a surtax on the rich with the tax percentages ranging from 1 to 5.4% for those with incomes of at least $280,000 a year. And the Senate Education, Labor and Pensions Committee has approved their version of the Affordable Health Care Choices Act. It too provides coverage for all Americans through employer plans and a public option for self-employed and small business. The cost, $615 billion over 10 years to be paid for by cutting private insurance company subsidies and health care costs.
This is the most comprehensive thing that we have ever addressed in the United States Senate, because we've never had anything that affected everybody. It's important that we get it right. That bill got it wrong.
Obviously, we need to meld the bills with the Finance Committee effort that I know they'll be making in the next couple of weeks as we move forward. But most importantly, beyond the sense that we feel about having achieved this, for millions of our fellow citizens, those without coverage, those who have too high deductibles or out-of-pocket expenses, those who are losing their jobs and worry about whether or not their health care coverage, this is a response to them. They deserve better in a country of this great affluence, of this great ability, with the professional class we have in our health care area. We ought to be able to do a lot better than we've been doing. We spend more and get less for a health care system than Americans deserve.
You can see summaries and the full proposal text of those plans on the Emeritus News insurance page. The president also announced a more than $12 billion aid package for community colleges around the country. $10 billion of it will go for construction and remodeling projects. At least $2 billion more will be added for financial aid for community college students, who Obama feels have been increasingly slighted in recent years. To help pay for the program, the Obama administration is halting subsidies for banks who make loans to students. Community college administrators have called for government takeover of the student loans due to banks' discrimination against less expensive and less profitable community college student loans. More on the Emeritus News education page. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission held a hearing in Washington getting details of increasing age discrimination in employment. The EEOC's Los Angeles regional attorney, Anna Park, told the commission employers still engage in unfair assumptions about older workers' productivity and think that replacing them with younger workers will be more cost-effective. Oftentimes, according to Park, this turns out not to be true. And she says stereotyping of older workers seems to continue to be socially acceptable. Park claims the impact of the persistent stereotypes is devastating. In fiscal year 2008, the EEOC processed 24,582 charges of age discrimination. The commission resolved 21,000 of those cases and recovered $82.8 million in damages for victims. The commission is currently considering changes when enforcing age discrimination laws in the workplace. More on the Emeritus News Advocacy legal page. The latest on the biggest issues and public policy only at emeritusnews.com. And live 24 hours, 7 days a week on the Emeritus News channel at livestream.com. That's an Emeritus News Brief. I'm Lynn Houston.